Today, I'm talking about creating your personal leadership brand. And what do I mean by this? For first-time emerging leaders, you're in a very interesting spot in your leadership journey. You're essentially at that formative stage. So when I talk about leadership brand, I'm asking, what do you want people to think about your leadership? When your name is called in a room, what comes top of mind for people when they think about you and your leadership? There is a saying that people connect to the leader before they connect to the vision. So who you are as an individual, what do you want to project? What is the key message you are sending about who you are and your style of leadership? If this is you right now, keep watching. Welcome to another episode on the Growth Leadership Cafe. My name is Adesoa, and if this is your first time coming across my YouTube channel, you're very welcome. On this channel, I talk about all things personal and organizational leadership for first-time emerging leaders. So if you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I'll say do so right now and click on that notification bell so you get a notification every time I post a video, which is every week, Tuesday, 8 o'clock Central Time. Today, I'm speaking about creating your personal leadership brand. Now, what is personal leadership brand and why is this important? Your personal leadership brand is your differentiator, your identity. What are your values? What are those things about you that when people think top of mind, when your name comes up, it rings a bell in your head that, oh my God, this is who I need to go to for this information. This is who I need to go to for this sort of thing. So what key message do you want to pass along to other people through your leadership? Now, people are going to experience you in different ways multiple times on a daily basis, right? And so whatever it is that you're projecting, they are absorbing, right? And you are telling them who you are based on how you think and how you treat them, right? And the value that you're bringing into that space. So why is personal leadership branding important? The first reason is that you are setting a standard. You are telling people, this is who I am. These are the things that are important to me. This is how I do things, and this is how I treat people. And so people know what to expect when they're thinking about coming to you. I'll give you an example. For me, my personal leadership brand centers around 4 main values. The first one is empathy. I'm very big on empathy in the sense that I'm very mindful of how I treat people, being considerate and sensitive to their feelings and to what it is that they're saying to me or not saying to me, right? And so that helps me in the way I think, that helps me in the way I treat them. And I use that as my guiding principle when things come up. So when I'm processing information that I'm receiving, when I'm talking to people about things that come up, that's one of the things that I ground myself on, is that I want to treat people fairly. I want to treat people with respect. I want to be genuinely interested in the people that I work with, because I know that it comes right back. It pays backwards as well. The second value that I have is a visionary mindset. I'm someone who, likes to think about the big picture and the big grand ideas, so I value that as well. And so when things come up, when it comes to my project, my team environment, that is something that I am a contributing member in that space, that this is something that I can understand the big picture. I can articulate that big picture to other people as well. The other thing about me and my leadership style is being able to break things down. So for the people that work with me, they know that, okay, even though we have this huge project that we need to deliver, it's how to break it down into smaller milestones, into smaller tasks that people can run with and reach those little goals, working towards the larger goal. So for me, that is something that I've grounded myself around, is that I want to have empathy for the people that I work with. I am a visionary person. I think about the big grand ideas, what the large outcome that we're working towards. But I'm also someone who knows how to break it down and simplify it for other people to be able to digest, understand, and be able to implement. Back to what I was saying. So when it comes to your personal leadership brand, why is it important? Like I said, you're setting a standard for how you are treating people and what you want people to think about you and your personality and your style of leadership. So people know what to expect when they come to you. People don't like inconsistencies. You cannot be hot today and cold tomorrow, because they're like, I don't know, I don't think I should go to this person because I'm not sure what I will get. You don't want that kind of imprint to be attached to your name, to be attached to your role. So this is why it's very important for you to be very deliberate and thoughtful about what you're projecting to people. Ultimately, we're projecting something. So wouldn't it be better for you to be aware and really strategic and deliberate about what it is that you're projecting? And it's not a way to impose a false image of who you are. It's what are the things that drive you as a person, and how do you want to embody that within your leadership environment or within your business environment? What is that long-lasting impression that you want, that even long after you've left that space, when people think about you, they're like, oh my God, I really liked working with Sandra. She was so kind. Like when she comes into the office, she's coming bearing gifts all the time. She was always smiling. I can say that about one of my coworkers. Like whenever I walk into the office, she just has that bright smile, And this is not necessarily about her leadership style in quote, but it's just something about her. So your values, those things that you want to ground you, should be very intrinsic to you. It's things that are very meaningful to you, that you relate to on a really deep personal level. However, there are some values that maybe you see in other people and you really just admire, and you want to start emulating and embodying that. Not necessarily to copy them, but to project something that you think that is important for the world, is important for your business environment, is important for you as a person, and how you are projecting yourself. The second reason why creating a personal leadership brand is so important is that you are also setting yourself up for upward mobility. So when opportunities come up, like, are they considering you when your name comes up in terms of who they want to consider for a new role or this new opportunity that just came up? Are the upper management, are they thinking about you? So what is it about you? What is the value that you bring into that environment? So what is it about you that is going to hook people, that is going to get people to align with you naturally just because of what you project to people? There is one leader that I have in my life, and someone that I consider such a mentor, is the way the person is firm, but the person is also flexible. I know having those two words in the same sentence may not make sense to some people, but let me break it down. Firm in the sense that this person has a standard. So I know that when I go to this person, this is what I expect. But I also know that this person, if given sufficient information and explanation, this person is willing to take a step back. This person is willing to accommodate my needs. This person is willing to be flexible to whatever I'm sharing with them and accommodating it essentially. So that's something that, again, is linked to empathy, and that's something I personally relate to. So when I think about this person, I instinctively connect to this person. And if this person called me up 5 a.m. in the morning and say, Adesuwa, I need help with this, I will rally up. I will be up and about doing that. And I'm not saying this person is abusing me or calling me at really odd hours of the day, but I'm just trying to explain to you what that can do for you in your business environment. Because when people understand you and what it is that you bring, you are essentially connecting with people. That's your own way of connecting with people, because we're essentially a mirror, right? They're watching you. They're seeing the things that you're doing, how you do it, right? So, and that's why it's important that you're mindful of what it is that you're projecting. Right? If you are a horrible boss, be rest assured that someone around you is picking up on that and thinking that it's the right thing to do, because you are in a place of authority. Your authority comes with influence, right? And so they are going to assume that this is the right way to do it just because it's coming from you, right? But if you're also a horrible boss who treats people terribly, some people are just going to rebel because they're like, I just don't like this person. I don't like what it is that they do or how they treat people, right? So again, it's about creating a certain image that you want to leave long after you've left that organization, right? And what you're taking into any other organization that you eventually get into. Now, how do you create your personal leadership brand? So there are a couple steps. The first one is to write down the values that are important to you. And when I say values, when you think about the leaders that are in your life, or the leaders that you hear about or you read about, what is it about them that really draws you to them? What are those specific things or character elements about them that really attract you to them? What do you admire about them? And I want you to write all of these things down. Just do a brain dump and write as many as you can. But for every value or for every character that you really admire, ask yourself why. Why is this important to me? So write it down. However, after you've done that brain dump, I want you to narrow down to 3 to 4 core values of yours. It doesn't mean the others are not important, but I want you to ground yourself around a few that will be your yardstick for how you work with people and how you conduct yourself and how you carry yourself. Okay, so once you've narrowed that down, another way you can think about your values, if you can't really connect to the specific great things or great characters that you want to emulate, is think about the flip side. I'm sure you've experienced certain people in your life or certain leaders, they do certain things that just irk you. So like, you're like, why is this person like this, right? So think about that. And so I'm sure it's easier to even think about that because you can like have top of mind a couple that just instinctively come to you. So write those ones down and think about, flip it over. What's the opposite? So what's the positive side of that? That can also kind of help you maneuver your way around identifying what those key values for you are. And so once you've been able to do all of this, I want you to create a plan for how you want to start practicing them, because values and creating an identity and a brand, it takes deliberate effort. So, and it's not something that will happen overnight, that you do one thing today and that's all, all of a sudden, that's just what is going to stick for people. It's consistent, persistent behavior that people can see that there is a pattern with how you do certain things. All right, so it's not something that's going to happen overnight. You are going to work at it, but that means it takes deliberate effort and practice to really embody that thing that you want to project to the world and to your team environment. Another way to narrow down what your values are is when you're thinking about yourself in the next 5 to 10 years, where do you see yourself? Like, what stage do you see yourself? Like, if I saw you in 10 years and say, hey, Darren, how are you doing? Where are you now in your career? What do you want to tell me at that point about where you are and the amazing things that you're doing and all of the accomplishments you've been able to make through your leadership? What do you want to tell me? So that can also help you backtrack as to what it is you need to be doing today in order to get there. All right. So anyways, that's all I have to say on this subject. I hope you've been able to take a thing or two. If you did benefit from this video, I'll say give it a like. Let me know that you appreciate the content coming out of this channel. So if you're not yet subscribed, I'll say do so right now. And if you do have questions or you're not sure how to even go about this, feel free to comment down below or reach out to me on social media or by email, and I will get back to you. All right. Thank you so much for listening. I will see you on the next episode. Bye for now.